Crypto is on its way to playing out the best possible scenario for a recovery from what felt like an absolutely tragic collapse of the entire market. And then, well, Elon. And the question now is what happens next? Today, I'm going to cover for you exactly what I think is going to play out with Bitcoin price action now that we've gotten the Elon bomb once again on the timeline. And meanwhile, I'm going to paint for you the picture of why I'm still so bullish, medium and long term, of course, on this industry, and a bunch of exciting news that I've seen popping up over the last few days, especially stuff relating to NFTs. So you're definitely going to want to see this, as I'm going to be showing you where I'm looking to make maximum amounts of gains if the scenario I'm going to lay out plays out. You're definitely going to want to watch this one front to back, and if you're excited, go ahead, smash that like button, and remember, each and every comment on this video is entered to win your own hardware wallet. With that said, remember, there are scammers in the comments pretending to be me. Don't fall for it. There are fake LEOs asking you to contact them on WhatsApp. That's not me, and I'll never do that. With that said, let's dive in. So first of all, let's get this out of the way. Elon Musk tweeted this Linkin Park meme. I give it a 7 out of 10. And as for the actual usage here with Bitcoin, I would give it a negative 1 million out of 10. This is actually just Elon. I don't know even what inspired him to do this, because obviously every time he tweets, the crypto market goes crazy. But this one just felt a little bit wild and just directly, intentionally damaging. Look, if you're gonna have environmental concerns, that's one thing. If you're gonna voice something to do with Tesla and its investments, that's one thing. If you're gonna voice just thinking that Dogecoin is cool because you like it, that's one thing. But just as Bitcoin was rallying and essentially coming back from the damage that he had done, he tweets this meme, which is essentially like a breakup meme here, and it sent the market down once again. Now, of course, who's actually selling because of this? I don't know whether this is actually just whales that are using this as an excuse to dump, that they have a monitor set up, a bot that essentially dumps every time Bitcoin tweets anything with the Bitcoin hashtag. I don't know. But all I know is that this caused an absolute collapse here on the Bitcoin price that we see if we zoom in here, coming down from about 40,000 and spiking down to the $36,000 range. You can see these juxtaposed here with Eric Wall's tweet saying, "Are you kidding me?" And it's just kind of the feeling now is I feel as though the Elon Musk impact on the market will diminish, because it's clear that right now it's more like fun and games. There's not a lot of sincerity going on with these tweets. It's not like he's expressing some kind of real point of view here. So I do think that this was annoying. This was unfortunate, but hopefully this will lead to a diminishing effect by Elon on the market in general, because he really seems to be I guess unhinged would be, for lack of a better term, what I see him as right now. And hopefully his grasp over the ups and downs of crypto will slowly diminish. I think that's for the best. I think we can all agree on that. Now, regardless, what I see here going forward, what I saw initially was that Bitcoin was going to sweep these lows once again, like it did, and then work its way back up here towards the upper $40,000 range. And this is where we'd probably start encountering, these horizontal resistance lines. Actually, that's a terrible way to draw it. Here, I'll give you guys a real horizontal line here. And so we'd start seeing some interesting resistance lines here, especially around these $47,000 ranges here, $48,000. And so it's expected that Bitcoin would start either ranging here in the 40s or even come sweep the lows one more time. Now, if we do sweep these lows down to the 30,000s, I think that's where I'm going to go and put in a pretty significant buy position. As long as we don't violate 30,000 to the downside here, if we go below 30,000, right, after going up here into the 40s, if we go below 30,000, it just looks really, really bad. It looks really bad. And so we're going to talk about some other strategies that I've been developing, stuff that I've been using to make money right now, actually a lot of money, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So if you guys are excited to hear about that, go ahead, destroy that like button, as I'm always trying to give you guys 1 or 2 new ways to view the market and give you guys a little bit of alpha here, at least show you how I'm doing things. At the very least here, this is kind of how I'm seeing this, is that we're hopefully going to keep grinding our way up into the 40,000s. And again, if we get over this sort of resistance level here, about 42,000, we should, at least have a nice little ignition up into the high 40s. There's not a lot of resistance there. But then things get a little tricky. Alex Becker's channel, he went on and talked about how this would be a big bull trap area and that he's selling everything at this area if it doesn't push into the 50s. Now, if we get into the 50s, again, a lot of people would agree that it looks pretty bullish. It looks like a nice recovery. And that's when essentially buying low caps again is justified. downside. And I do agree with this approach that buying low caps before we get a full confirmation of the bull run is back on is excessive risk. However, you also get the excessive reward along with it. Up to you. You guys make your own decisions. It's just about understanding that if we go below 30,000 here, if we go below these critical levels, things are going to start to look pretty bearish. But again, that does not necessarily mean that we won't get that last huge hurrah of altcoins like we saw back in 2017 and 18, where if you look at the charts for almost any altcoin, that first few days of January in 2018 was pretty much its all-time high for years to come until 2021. And so this is kind of my guide here is if we start seeing Bitcoin collapse down to the low 30,000s and then below, and then we see altcoins go absolutely crazy, I think the party's pretty much over here. And we need to start looking at covering positions and doing what I've been doing a lot of now, which is earning really, really good yields in stable coins. And so we're going to talk about a really interesting stablecoin play that I've been doing and a way that I've been looking at this market, which is yield driven based on less volatile assets, at least for the short term. And that is, of course, in the event that we turn super bearish. Now, I wanted to point out that Andre Cronje has just changed his name to Andre Kronvex. And if you actually want to know why that is, the big brains out there will already know, but that's because of something called convex. This is a little play on that. Convex finance has been exploding lately. I've actually been farming there for a couple of weeks, getting my feet wet over there and seeing exactly what all the hype is about. Now, there's a pretty interesting thread here about essentially Curve and Convex Finance by Automata Emily. This is an interesting thing for you to check out as well, but it touches on essentially what we're going to talk about here. Another thread here by GGG1 Crypto talking about how CVX Curve is at a 7% discount compared to CRV and that you can lock these in for amazing APY into Convex. Again, we have another tweet here saying DPI inflows are going crazy. And finally, from Index Co-op, we have DeFi is on sale and whales are buying. Again, the writing's on the wall here that people have really turned their eyes away from DeFi in many ways, and that is the perfect time to be turning your attention towards it, in my opinion. Now, here we are in the deep forest of Convex, and as you can see, what you can do here is you can actually farm using your CRV here for 153% APY. There's also a bunch of ways that you can farm with stable coins here as well. You know, BUSD, that's actually a pretty low APY for BUSD. You have GUSD here at 36% up to 42%. You have 3Pool here, which is pretty much a pool of 3 stable coins, which essentially you're, not having volatility in because your different coins are USDT, USDC, etc. And this is up to 50% APY. What's cool though is once you get this APY and once you get these APYs paid out, a lot of it's being paid out in Convex. And people are starting to take notice because Convex is absolutely booming. Obviously, Andre Cronje's shout, but as you can see, this chart is a really nice one as everything's tanking. Convex is actually pumping really hard. It's gone from, just about $3 up to about 18. And the thing is, this is just a fantastic yield. So people are farming these APYs and then taking what they make out of it and sticking it into the CRV pool and converting and just making as much more yield as possible. So you can stake, earn yield, restake, earn yield, and restake and earn yield on all of the things that you're earning. So it's a really interesting thing. And it's definitely one of my focuses is to continually pay attention to the DeFi big brain plays out there, which I believe will continue to thrive bull or bear. Hopefully, they'll continue to thrive as much in the bear, probably less so, but there'll still be good opportunities, the kinds of opportunities that people, break their back all day for years to create in real estate and other types of investment ecosystems. You can get here with just, putting your coins in an LP farm or putting your coins in a staking contract or in a vault and getting it with your eyes closed. So it's a really interesting way to envision yields even during this madness of the market that we're in right now. So DeFi is really, in my opinion, popping right now and something to keep your eye on as a trend. But NFTs are also making amazing strides, and this is where you cannot turn your back on the NFT market. I personally think it would be a big mistake. NFTs are now as collateral coming to Aave, which will allow you to take your NFT and borrow against it. Huge. This is something that I believe has been needed for a very, very long time. We also have FTX launching their own NFT marketplace, as well as buying the names to an esports team, which I might hazard a guess that these pieces of news came so close in conjunction that there might be a connection there, an NFT play. Obviously, you guys know I'm extremely bullish on the connection between video games and NFTs in general. I think it's the mainstream wave. So there's definitely something brewing here. As well as we have Decentraland actually welcoming a version of Sotheby's auction house into their virtual world here, which I think is really cool here. Very cute. I would call it very cute. And in keeping with the good news, there's a huge update here for SuperFarm. As you can see, a complete website redesign here, showing the entire ecosystem from the IDO Launchpad to the video games coming up, the SDK in development, the multi-chain approach, the recent updates, the different feature sets and their progress. A really nice update here to give the look and feel that SuperFarm deserves here. As one of the key features here, SuperFarm's farms have just been launched. So as you can see, the very first SuperFarm farms have been launched here. And in just a few hours, there are over $20 million worth of super locked into these farms. As you can see, farming is a very powerful mechanism for adding utility and bringing a use case for underlying tokens. And so as these farms, which this is just the first farm here, and as you can see when we click into the gem store, you can see all of the NFTs that you can redeem for the gems that you're farming. Really, really happy with this update. And as you can see, this is the toolkit that is going to be made completely out of the box for all partner farms and all partner projects, and eventually fully public for anyone to play with and create their own farms, incentives for any token, adding utility to all kinds of projects across the ecosystem and across chains. This is a fantastic first update here. Even though the market is a little bit gloomy, it's really nice. And as you can see, the innovators keep on innovating and builders keep on building. And that's why crypto will continue regardless of price action. So even though we got another Elon bomb, DeFi and NFTs continue to heat up. And with a big update from SuperFarm, as well as really good NFT news all around, I'd be keeping my eyes on the NFT ecosystem in general, as there is so much progress happening there, especially when people have more or less turned their back on that part of crypto. Same is to be said from DeFi. Definitely check out Convex Finance. I mean, is there any bigger nod or tip of the hat than Andre Cronje changing his actual name to Andre Convex? Yeah, definitely you're gonna wanna keep your eye on that one. As always, I hope you guys got some value out of this, learning about all the different really exciting parts of this industry, how I see the price analysis over the next few days and weeks. And again, if you guys enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. And remember, as always, if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe and put that bell notification on. The bell is critical and it's really good for your health. Doctors recommend. With that said, my name's Elio Trades. You can follow me on Twitter at Elio Trades. The link for that is in the description. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon on the next episode.